adamant that the Trump administration's order to halt congestion pricing is wrong. This is the 4-page letter to Governor Hochul from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, laying out the administration's order to halt the toll that went into effect back on January 5th, charging most drivers $9 to enter the congestion pricing zone south of 60th Street in Manhattan.
All right, we have live Fox 5 team coverage tonight from both sides of the Hudson. Richard Giacobus is live in Fort Lee, New Jersey, which, of course, sued to stop congestion pricing.
But we begin with Linda Schmidt on the Upper East Side with where things stand tonight. Linda?
Well, the governor is red hot on this issue. She was saying late today that the state and the MTA are now in fight mode.
I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on our sovereign identity, our independence from Washington.
Governor Hochul firing back after receiving this letter from the Secretary of Transportation that Washington is terminating congestion pricing. President Trump posting on social media, congestion pricing is dead. Manhattan and all of New York is saved. Long live the king.
New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years. We sure as hell are not going to start now.
Within moments of receiving the notification, the MTA filed a lawsuit. And until a judge issues a ruling,
we're not turning off the tolls.
The cameras are staying on. We are keeping the cameras on.
The MTA says the stats prove that congestion pricing is working since it was implemented in early January.
Traffic was down 9% in January. 1.2 million fewer vehicles entered the central business district.
The timing of the letter is suspect for some. President Trump has been in office for 1 month. He chose to make the announcement today, the same day that Mayor Adams and Trump's Justice Department were in court explaining to a federal judge why the department has dropped corruption charges against the mayor. And it comes just 1 day after Governor Hochul met with high-level Democrats to get their take on whether she should remove Mayor Adams from office. Some see today's action as a possible message.
It could be another one of the points of leverage that he sees not only over Eric Adams in New York City, but now perhaps Kathy Hochul in New York State.
Now, the expert that I spoke with also pointed out that it's not even clear at this point if the Trump administration has the power to terminate congestion pricing. But the bottom line at the end of the day is this. If you are asking yourself, am I going to be hit with that $9 congestion pricing toll when I drive south of 60th Street? Well, for now, yes, you are. Back in
Shalom. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, unto those like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in Hebrew, which means peace. I did this show the other day. It said that come through. It's kind of, just Satan. So basically, I was doing a show on the whole news in New York City, of this whole entire congestion prices, of the congestion toll that we have here in New York, where certain parts of the city, the main city, mainly downtown area, you have to pay an extra tax, which is in the form of a toll, $9 to go. That's if you have an easy pass. To go to those areas if you have to conduct any sort of business. And Trump came around and turned it around. Dogs. Came around and turned it around and said, nope, that's not going to happen. So it was a big thing yesterday, which is today's the 19th. So yesterday was the 19th. So on the 19th, all day I was watching the news about this whole thing. And this bitch, this Bugs Bunny bitch, the governor of New York, stood there in front of everybody and tried to make it seem that Trump overstepped his boundary, that people paying more money was people should be upset because they can't pay more money, something like that. I'm gonna let it play a little bit. I should have put the other part in there. So she comes up, all right, showing that this is we live in a great oppressive state. All right, for those that believe that you are free, try to go out there, drive a car, a vehicle, without any license plates. Try to go out there, especially in New York, without a license plate and stickers on your car. Try to go and drive through a toll and see if you don't get pulled over if your license plate is not visible. But you're free, right? According to everybody, you're free. Driving is a privilege, so your privilege can be taken away from you. You get a license in order that in the mindset that license could be taken from you at any means necessary. So they're taking money from the poor of the people. All right, no matter whatever range that you're in, if you're not a billionaire in this society, you're poor. Millionaires it's just a higher up poor person. The way this society is built and the way they do things is just evil, man. Let me get the scripture out the way first, and then I'm gonna let this thing rock. Like I said, I did it the other day, and it didn't come through. So certain things I did say, it's up to it's the spirit of the Lord, if whatever. Sirach 13 and I believe it's 16. No, actually I saw that 18. What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? So can a wild dog and a hyena come to some sort of agreement? No, because they eat the same thing. They devour. The hyena is bigger, more ferocious than the dog. All right, so they can't agree. Right? It says, and what peace between the rich and the poor? There's no peace between the rich and the poor. There's one which is going to say, is that as the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so that rich eat up the poor. So that's a heavy comparisons. Lions devour wild ass, which would be buffaloes and or wildebeest in the Sahara Desert, in Africa. Just to give an example, they see a prey. First of all, lions are apex predator, meaning it hunts down everything. Nobody dares to go and hunt down a lion to kill it, to eat it. So it's the top of the food chain. So the scriptures is basically saying the rich are the lions, top of the food chain, that nobody hunts down. There's nobody going to correct a rich person. All right? Nobody can tell a rich person to dish out more money, but they could tell you. All right? They could pass laws to their favor, because in this world, and like the reggae song says, which is, I always bring it up, Freddie McGregor, to be poor is a crime. It's literally a crime. You should be arrested if you don't have enough money. That's how the society has built from the beginning of time in the world. That's how all these nations rule. They rule with an iron fist. Okay? They rule with an iron fist. Matter of fact, I gotta go to this. I gotta go to this one real quick. Proverbs. Let me see if I can remember. Proverbs 24, or is it 28? No, I always get this wrong. And I did it yesterday too. 22. I know it's 28, 22. No, see? I just type it in. It's just. 28. Proverbs 28 and 16. I always get this 28:15 actually. As a roaring lion, a raging bear, so is the wicked ruler over the poor people. So a roaring lion, when a lion roars, is showing his power over you. Now you can, if you ever pay attention to Animal Geographics and so forth, a lion purposely knows that it has a powerful voice. So what do the lions do? To exert their power, to let it be known from far that this is my territory. They'll roar to the ground. They'll literally roar they'll roar to the ground and put their head up. So you can feel the vibration of the powerful roar from the ground until you hear it clear. And animals can hear it, and man can hear it from miles away. All right? So a roaring lion is a devouring lion. A lion that's saying, look, don't F with me. I'm going to devour you. A raging bear is the same thing. And it says, so is the wicked ruler over the poor people. So these people, which go to Job 90:24, and earth is given to the hand of the wicked. All right. It tells you Micah 2:1 that he passes laws because he is in the power of his hands. All right. And it also tells you Isaiah. I'm just going to quote these because I want to play the other part. Isaiah 10:1 says, "Woe unto them to decree unrighteous decrees." They sit there and convince you as a citizen, you paying more money. It's good that you're paying more money with them taxing every form of fashion of your life. You cannot go to the regular store and buy anything that you desire because you cannot afford it. Now you telling us, like this bitch, I'm going to play some of it, and those seals that was clapping, that they were encouraging people to be upset that they don't have to pay this extra $9. And now they're talking about how they're going to have to, if it collapses, which it should collapse. Oh, might I add, they said it's still going to be on, so they don't give a damn. To show you that the rich they don't have no mercy towards the poor, the working class, and anything of that sense. All right, but they're saying that they're gonna keep it going, and people that's in the opposition are saying they hope that they pay these people back. That has to deal with that. Now, here in New York, the main hub of the financial for everything is in the city. So people have to go to work. So you have to pay to go to work if you drive to work. And then you have to, if you decide to take the subway, you have to pay to go to work anyway. So you got state taxes, you got resident taxes, got all these different taxes coming out your payment. But these people do not give a damn, all right, about what people are going through. So the prince that wotteth understanding is also a great oppressor. So they lack thought, they lack vision, they lack compassion. Matter of fact, since I am in Proverbs, and I'm gonna play this, and then I'll probably get one more. Proverbs 12 and 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beasts, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. So I'm gonna let this bitch say her thing.
The U.S. Department of Transportation emailed us a letter from Secretary Duffy announcing their attempt to end the congestion pricing program in the state of New York. At 1:58 p.m., President Donald Trump tweeted, "Long live the king." I'm here to say New York hasn't labored under a king in over 250 years. And we are not. We sure as hell are not going to start now. The streets of the city where battles were fought, we stood up to a king, and we won then. And we will, in case you don't know, New Yorkers, we're in a fight. We do not back down, not now, not ever.
Which makes no fucking sense. That's what you call psychology. She's basically saying we're gonna fight. Fight for what? What are you fighting? Now, if you go to American history, why did they overthrew the British or England, the king? Because of what? Taxation. So now you telling us, think about the logics behind this. They promote all this pride, American pride shit, but your own history tells you, tells you, they're telling it, they ensure it that every single thing that was done is because they went against the oppressor. First of all, they came over here to be religion, free from religions and all this other shit, and then they fought against the British because of what? Because of taxation. Now you telling us citizens that we should be happy to be taxed the way it is? Oh yeah, also I did this too. Going into the you can hear the people that's in the background, they paid to do this shit. But I'm gonna read some of the comments. It says, if I'm in NYC, I'm not paying for congestion tax, illegal alien support, etc. No, NYC is crazy. Working people cannot afford the price. Never heard people cheer like this. They must be paid cheerleaders. This is insanity. How are people cheering for higher tax? They really just say 7 of 10 drivers wanted to be paid more, which, I'm not going to get into that. It says, get rid of the congestion prices. Stop charging more people. They're cheering to pay more taxes. Will they cheer when the price eventually hits $15? You wonder why everyone leaves New York. She's engaging citizens who drive into the city for work to pay for illegal foreign nationals living in luxurious hotels. So she picked a fight to increase costs in the average New Yorkers, but did not defend New Yorkers against illegal immigration. Strange. Who is she governing? Has anyone seen how terrible the MTA has gotten over the years? Has anyone seen how much more terrible MTA has gotten in just this last 6 months? Overcrowded, and it goes so forth. This is called brain dead. New York never voted for congestion pricing. The poor governor is a lost soul and is poking the wrong bear. So she's fighting to keep congestion scam. Why are people applauding? Instead of making the department more efficient, they want to tax the people. What a bunch of BS. The congestion pricing is a scam. These Democrats are really freaking out over getting exposed for their money laundering. It's a real scam because 24/7, not only during rush hour, there are no congestions after 8 p.m. or the weekend, but they still charging that, which is factual. So I just wanted to read that. We let this thing play out. So, and I looked all over different, this is NBC, CBS, all the major news and everything like that. All the comments were the same. They was completely against this, proving that everything that she's about to, I'm gonna let some of it play. Everything that they're about to say out of their mouth was a goddamn lie. It was all part of the scam. All part of the scam. Trying to tell you as a people, this is good for you.
Because what are we fighting for here? We're fighting for our residents, our commuters, our riders, our drivers, emergency personnel. Life has gotten better. Even those who have asthma, people with illness. That's
Politicians. You know, all of a sudden, asthma got better. Oh my goodness. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. They got everybody by the nutsack, man. They got people fooled. But you can't fool everybody. Right? People can see right through this shit.
who we're fighting for. And the 6 million people who use the MTA to get to their jobs and their lives and their doctor appointment, nurses, doctors, EMTs, all the people who need to get to their jobs in a reliable way, they're now going to be affected. So I also have to raise a question. As I look at the pretext for this rejection, and we have a lot of legal reasons why we know we're going to be victorious, but they actually cited the will of New Jersey.
So, no, I'm gonna skip that part because she was basically getting on the neighboring state, who might I add, which is part of the tri-state, which proves that. Oh, I forgot about that one. Hey, let the Lord's will be done. Isaiah 19:2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city." Because America is nothing but a conglomerate of cities. All right? So she's mad that the neighboring state is saying, look, because the people in the neighboring state automatically paying a toll to get into the state. So now you tell them they have to pay more money to come over here? So this whole thing is nothing but a scam. All right? They're just finding ways to ruin more lives as they go. And it is all biblical. This is all biblical. Everything that's happened is all biblical. All right? This is what's going to lead to the downfall of America. Because you have right against left. Democrats against Republicans. And now the Democrats is making the Republicans look like saints. Like I was talking to one of the brothers. I remember this conversation. He said, you make us cheer and be happy for somebody that the people did not want from the beginning. They didn't want no tolls. All right? People don't want to pay extra taxes. All right? Now you have the president saying that they find it, the U.S. government is using programs and the money is being wasted. So, and here you are coming around and telling us, oh, you should be upset. We are our own state and we should be able to do whatever we want to you. All right? It's counterproductive. But that's the devil for you. He will have you admit, matter of fact, hold on. They'll have you admit that you're crazy. Psalms, I haven't read this in a while. I believe it's 55 and 16 or something. Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And that's every last one of them. War is in their heart. All right? They're finding ways to oppress the people more and more. It doesn't matter, blue or red. They are trying. They want you to accept that. All right? They want you to accept it. So, yeah, war is in their heart. It said his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawing swords. So, with their own tongue, the scripture tells you about their own tongue, lying words, they are putting people into captivity. All right? So let it play a little bit more.
New Jersey didn't want this. Ignoring the will, the people who live here, they're elected leaders in Albany, and all of a sudden, the Trump administration is citing, well, New Jersey wasn't happy. Okay? I will talk about that later. But here's what I want to also say. I don't care if you love congestion pricing or hate it. This is an attack on our sovereign identity, our independence from Washington. And this is...
And they are paid actors, so that's not... Nobody agrees with this bullshit.
We are a nation. We are a nation of states. This is what we fought for. This is what people like Alexander Hamilton and others fought for, to set up a system where we are not subservient to a king or anyone else out of Washington. So this is the fight we're in. It's all about our sovereignty. And I spoke to the president many times in a reasonable way, calm way. You're a New Yorker. You know how essential it is to have safe, reliable public transit, or else this system shuts down. Our economy shuts down. The nation's economy could shut down. That's how essential we are.
Yes, and that is a threat, by the way.
And one would think he would know that. And then you have others involved. I mean, it feels like the commuters of our city and our region are now the roadkill on Donald Trump's revenge tour against New York. And I have to say this to Secretary of Transportation Sean Duffy. It's not the real world, Sean. It's real life for New Yorkers, and don't you forget that. So, we're in fight mode. Within seconds of us getting this notification, our MTA was...
But this is just, I don't want to listen anymore. It is all bullshit afterwards. But this proves that this society is the great oppression. Let me get this and end it off. Isaiah 14 and 5, it says, "The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuing stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered." So these people have ruled us with an iron fist. I was supposed to start out here. I always messed it up. Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressors ceased, the golden city ceased. So yeah, this is that golden city all over America. Because if that happens here, that's going to happen all over, because it's the blueprint. Once it gets cleared, it's going to happen all over the society. And let it happen. Let all of it happen. Because when all of it happens, guess what that means? We're closer to be home. And this proved, once again, that the scriptures reign supreme. We are in the great oppressive city. With that being said, it's not real quick to the spirit. Shalom to the elect. Shalom.